do something. So that's something you need to give us some more suggestions about besides just voices and vote. So, all right, we are live, and this is Friday. This is Friday, October 4th, and Larry is here. And I'm sorry we have to go old school with the phone again because we tried to get him in and we couldn't get him in. So you're on live, Larry, and I need to turn my volume off. 13.
What I'd like to do now is just wait until we get a few more people, because what I'm going to tell you today is very important. And it's going to, I think, answer a lot of questions some of you probably have.
Oh, yeah, we can start with a question. And I cannot turn the volume up anymore. Let me see if I can turn it up on the computer a little bit, because I can turn it up a little bit on the computer.
I just can't push much.
No. So, folks, let me know if you can hear. And I'm going to let you start with James' question, Larry, while we're still waiting. We've got 22 now. James asked, do you think Romney is running around Congress telling the Republicans that Trump is going after your corruption next unless you impeach him?
Now say that again.
Do you think Romney is running around in Congress telling the Republicans that Trump will go after you for corruption next unless you impeach him?
There is a good chance, James, that he's doing just that. And as I tell y'all what I'm going to tell you today, I think you'll understand what that's all about.
We're up to 24.
Now, let's go ahead and start. And if people come in late, they'll just have to come in late. All of you notice President Trump has adopted a total war strategy, which we have recommended since a week or two ago. He needs to take the offense and no longer be in a counterpunch mode. He's doing just that, and he's doing it very, very well. What he is doing and is prepared to do, and he was going to do it today, but I think he's going to wait until Monday, but he has a letter that he has prepared, and he's telling Pelosi to either fish or cut bait. He is saying either call for a vote on the floor of the House for impeachment or the impeachment inquiry, or shut up about it all. Now, most of you should have noticed that when it comes to Pelosi being asked to call for a vote of the whole House, you should be noticing that she acts all panicky, nervous. I'm about to tell you why. How many people are here now, Miriam?
36.
In addition to Joe Biden's son taking a lot of money a month out of this gas and oil company front, so too is her son. And if she goes forward with a formal vote of the House floor for impeachment or an impeachment inquiry, it gives President Trump the ability to call for discovery. And he fully intends to take that discovery wherever it leads. Now, guys, listen to me. A lot of people been using the Ukraine to get massive amounts of money for their siblings and directly to congressmen and senators. And yes, there's going to be about 10 to 15 Democratic congressmen and senators that in one way or another have been milking the Ukraine out of massive amounts of money. There are about 10 Republicans that have been doing the same. So when you hear President Trump saying, look, as I heard him in a clip today, you know, when he's saying, look, I don't care about politics. I don't care about Biden and his son. I'm after corruption. Believe it or not, folks, he's telling 100% the absolute truth. He is on to one of the most massive systems of corruption involving another country in our history. He knows it, and he's trying to expose it. And by exposing the corruption with what's going on with the Ukraine, he's setting the stage for looking into the corruption having to do with other countries and other scams that have been pulled off very similar to this. I'm going to tell you a story. The SEC, a year or so ago, I don't have the date in front of me, a year or so ago, the SEC, one of their investigators, found out about the thing with Biden's son, Pelosi's son, and a couple of other congressmen and women's sons involved in it. And he tried to pursue it. Of course, the problem was with the SEC. This was not something that they could go any further investigating, so therefore the decision was made it had to be turned over to the FBI. Well, imagine this, guys. When the SEC prepared the documents, prepared the case to turn it over to the FBI, the documents mysteriously all disappeared, have not been found since. Fortunately, they were not the only set of documents. But do you know what happened to the documents? Do you know what the chain was? The SEC had to go to their gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is the person that takes any case the SEC develops, and they have to turn it over to the FBI or to the IRS or to whomever the group is that has investigative powers, final powers. Well, in this case, the SEC was turning it over to the FBI. And guess who last touched the documents? Melissa Hodgman. Now I'm going to test y'all. Can anybody tell me who Melissa Hodgman is? We talked about her on this program.
It's been a few months, but we talked about her a lot when we were talking about.
That's all I can say anymore. I want people to send who you tell me what you know about Melissa Hodgman. Somebody.
Anybody?
There's one very important thing about Melissa Hodgman. So send your answer now. I know it takes a couple of minutes. Send your answer now.
Somebody says wife.
Huh?
Somebody said wife.
Whose wife?
Whose wife? Melissa Hodgman is a wife of somebody significant in all this mess. Whose wife?
We've talked about her and talked about her. And you're one of the few groups in America that should know who she is.
Ding, ding, ding. It's misspelled, but it was, yes, it's Strzok.
That's right. Who answered it?
Todd Thousand.
Huh?
Todd.
Congratulations, folks. Melissa Hodgman is Peter Strzok's wife. Yes, the Peter Strzok involved in the coup to get rid of President Trump. So you see, it's one family member taking care of other famous family members. And oddly, when she gets the documents, they are destroyed or disappear.
I'm going to remind people of who Melissa Hodgman is and what she did. Yes, she's the gatekeeper. So anything that the SEC was investigating, which would include Hillary's emails, if I remember correctly, she would have to turn that information, that investigation information over to the FBI, right into Strzok's hands. And we had discussed before, in discussing their relationship, because they have different last names, if you are talking to another member of another agency, you have to document that that's happening. But these people who are married to somebody in another agency can have a bedroom communication that does not have to be recorded.
Yes. And guys, this is done throughout Washington, D.C. It is not, I repeat, it is not uncommon for a spouse of a person of significant position to take another significant position within the government, but they use their maiden name in the case of a woman. She'll use her maiden name, and therefore people don't know that it's going on, and it's done throughout the system, throughout. This is another big part of the deep state and how it functions and how it's so airtight, why it's so hard to penetrate, because the SEC can investigate matters, but when it finds something that breaks the law, then it has to turn that internal investigation over to the FBI. Correspondingly, if they're doing an investigation and they find that there is reason for the IRS to be involved, then they have to turn it over to the IRS. But the person that is in charge, called the liaison from the SEC to all of these other agencies, is none other than Melissa Hodgman.
And the other thing that you told us about before with Melissa was that Obama appointed her and put her over everybody rather quickly, that kind of a promotion. And wasn't that when the story broke about the missing emails?
Well, she would not have had anything, to my knowledge, to do with the emails.
There was something she was investigating that she squashed.
Well, it could have been, I can't remember, but she would not have been directly involved with the emails of that. I don't believe the SEC would have had any reason to be involved in that investigation. But since you mentioned Obama, here is something that I'm going to break to you as a hypothetical at this moment. There's a good chance the operation having to do with the Ukraine was so massive, it was such a cash cow that, for example, the largest contributor, the largest donor to the Clinton Foundation was the Ukraine. And go figure. Of all the countries that have all the money, Saudi Arabia, etc., and so on, the largest donor turns out to be an oligarch from Ukraine. Come on, for real. But it was. So you have the Clinton Foundation, they're in it, Biden's sons in it, Pelosi's sons in it, another 10 to 15 Democrats, siblings or spouses are in it.
Or children.
Some 10 Republican siblings or spouses are in it. It was a cash cow. Is it any surprise, hypothetically, that someone, say, Putin in Russia, would have found out about it? And imagine if Putin went to President Obama and informed him that they knew about it and that he was very capable and was planning to expose it to the world. Now, if that happened, hypothetically, we're saying, what could Obama have done for Putin to get him to keep his mouth shut? You let know? Well, how about this? How about Obama, if Putin would keep his mouth shut, saying, well, I tell you what, you take Crimea and I'll withhold any support for the Ukrainians to stop you, which basically would be just a license to take Crimea. Isn't it funny that Russia invades and takes over Crimea and we didn't lift a finger to stop them, although we had a pact, an agreement with the Ukraine to protect and defend them against any foreign intervention. Yet we didn't step in. Folks, this is huge. This group of American politicians and their sons and daughters and wives, this group of American politicians have literally led the Ukraine dry of all of its wealth. They have.
Why would Ukraine let them do that, Larry?
How could they stop? It's hard for a country like the Ukraine to sit there and stop something when you've got a vice president that calls up and says, hey, you've got a prosecutor that's about to rain on our parade. And if you don't buy that prosecutor, we'll withhold $1 billion some odd dollars of support from your country. What else can the Ukraine do? Huh? What can a country like that do? Especially when we're robbing it, depleting it of all of its cash and its funds.
So it needed the money.
No choice.
So it needs the money, but then they're putting this big donation into Clinton Foundation. Was that because of the expectation that Hillary would win and they would get more funding in the future because of that? Pay to play?
Absolutely. I mean, it was well known to countries all over the world that election was fait accompli. Outside, well, even in America, if y'all will remember, it was over. Hillary was the winner of the 2016 election for president, and everybody knew it. So you had to stroke the Clinton Foundation. If you expected to be the beneficiary when she got elected of any support, number one, and number two, whatever you did, you sure didn't want to get on her bad side if she were elected president. They had no choice. Many countries had no choice. That's why when she lost the election, now you know why her funding to the foundation instantly lost 50% of its money. 50% instantly. So obviously, if people were paying the Clinton Foundation for good deeds and good works, that wouldn't have happened. There's graft. There's no reason to keep paying her graft because she was president. It's right in front of everybody's face. It's just people refuse to see it. People refuse to acknowledge it.
So Gloria says that's why our FBI and DOJ wouldn't take information that Ukraine witnesses tried to get to us because it was set up by the deep state.
That's right.
And sitting here with her mouth wide open in shock.
Then we have another thing that came out last night, which is Judicial Watch uncovered 2 letters from Rosenstein to Bob Mueller. And in these letters, it proves that Rosenstein and Mueller were working in concert to get rid of President Trump. There it is in letter form. Rosenstein.
I guess that doesn't surprise me after what we've known.
In one of the letters, he even makes reference to wondering whether they should tell the boss being Trump, whether he should tell him something. I don't even know what it was. But can you imagine the acting director of the FBI asking special investigator looking into President Trump for collusion whether or not they should tell the boss something? Get real. So if anybody wanted proof Rosenstein was in it, you now have that as well. It's all going to come out. I'll see to that. I'll see to that. And it doesn't require me for it to come out. It's coming now. Now, will you hear it on CNN and MSNBC? I doubt it. But you'll hear it here. You will hear it here. Now, what have you got, Miriam?
Gloria says Rudy Giuliani got all the documents and they're coming out. Not sure which one she's talking about.
Well, so that y'all know, Rudy Giuliani is coming at it from another direction to give us discovery. He's filing a defamation lawsuit. And by filing the lawsuit, he will get discovery. is acting perfectly proper for his position as a defense attorney for President Trump during the Russian investigation and the collusion investigation. It's within his job, within his rights of his job, to go to the Ukraine, to dig up, look for, and investigate records and information. Yet they're making it out like he broke the law. So he's suing them.
Good.
And in doing so, he too will get access to discovery. And I don't mind telling you, I would not want Rudy Giuliani and his team of lawyers that he's bringing on board after me, if the two can play the game, especially somebody like Giuliani. And he is not bound. He is not bound by politics at all. He will be playing purely legal maneuvers, or using purely legal maneuvers. Any questions from anybody?
What's your gut feeling about Barr's patriotism?
I feel much better today about Barr now that I know some of the things that he and Durham have accomplished. Y'all don't know him yet, but you will. I feel very good about him, more so today than ever before.
Okay. Do you think they're trying so hard to impeach Trump because they know he's going to win next time, 2020?
They're trying to impeach him because, yes, they believe with what he has done with the economy, with the things that he has accomplished in his first term, plus the weak field of candidates that they know they've got. They believe that he will win. And so therefore, it's like the congressman from Texas, the ugly one, I can't remember his name, Jackson or something like that, said they've got him impeaching because they can't beat him. What else?
When did the deep state take power? When was the last people's president?
I would say the last true people's president was Ronald Reagan. And I think Ronald Reagan made it quite clear to the deep state that if they were going to ever take this country, move it towards socialism, they needed to step up their game. asking benefactors to back out of supporting him. It didn't matter to him. He used his own money, and he did. It was an unbelievable victory. And to this day, they're bitter against Hillary because they believe they should be in power now, and we should be a socialist country now. All but for Hillary.
So how do we deal with this cabal of criminals?
Just like we're doing. Just like we're doing. Folks, it's not happening fast enough for any of you, and I know it. But you do what I tell you to do, and we save the nation. If you will do what I ask of you, we will save the country. This election is a soft-based election for both sides. Both sides. They're using sweeteners. We've talked about it until I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm blue in the face talking about it. They're using sweeteners, buying their people to come out and vote. We can't do that. But we've got something that we've never had before. We've got every candidate, less Biden, I think, every candidate has declared that they are democratic socialists, and you've got them saying they're socialists. And we can take our soft base, and if we can make them TV aware, as the president is doing. You know, there was a long time, Mary Ellen, where there's only two people talking about never socialism. That's us, President Trump. Now more are. But I warn you all, whoever comes out the winner of the Democratic primary, they're going to start disassociating themselves with socialism. They will. So right now, while they all claim it, is the time when we should be notifying and telling the soft-based people we know that you've got to vote this election. You've got to.
We've got a couple questions about subpoenas. If they don't bring a vote, are they not bringing a vote on impeachment because a minority party will have subpoena power?
Yeah, but the minority party will use discovery, not subpoena power. Subpoenas are part of discovery, yes, but it'll be under the auspices of discovery.
And do the subpoenas that the House is issuing have any validity since the impeachment has not been voted on the floor?
Well, that's the foggy issue that we're fixing to cross. The president does not intend to honor any subpoenas for himself, his staff, for Pompeo, or his staff, or any records. He does not intend to honor any subpoenas. That's why he's sending the letter that he is. He is so stating in the letter that either call for a vote on the floor or he's not going to recognize their inquiry. Now, Pelosi has responded to McCarthy, I think, saying that there's no House rule, there's no precedent, there's nothing that says that they can't subpoena documents and have legal right to do so. But President Trump's ready to go to the mat with it. And he's going to deny it. He's going to refuse to do it. There hence comes the subpoena trap. If he does not respond to subpoenas, if he orders Pompeo and his staff to not respond, then there is the risk
I don't quite understand John's question, but something about a Brennan Durham interview next week. How's that going to go?
What?
Is there a Brennan Durham interview next week?
Well, there is a request for Durham. I don't know about Brennan. But Durham won't come.
Okay.
I think it's set up to where he won't go either.
How far back has fake news propaganda been brainwashing people? Can we even believe the narrative about World War II?
Well, I believe World War II, I think, was covered fairly true, except for the parts that the military needed false information. Well, let me give you an example. The naval battle at Midway. The media played it up. Our media played it up that we won. It was a brilliant strategy that won. You know, our carriers sank their carriers. In truth, it was actually a tie. But now, in that day, at that particular time in World War II, the tie was a good thing for us. We had lost everything up to that point. But they sort of played it up like it was a great victory. America needed a victory. And the media was very much a part of America back then. Then came Vietnam. And I think in Vietnam was when we started seeing the split in the media. And so if I had to give it a date certain or a time period certain that the media started lying on purpose against the interest oftentimes of America, it would have been during or right after Vietnam. What else?
Do you think with Mayor Rudy's experience with 9/11 that he's the best man for President Trump to have on his side with this?
Well, Rudy Giuliani is a good man to have on your side, period. Simply because he's very smart. He was a prosecutor. He was a mayor. And he's a fighter. And he doesn't scare. And most people tasked with the job he has before him, most people are just scared to death of the deep state and what it can do to you. He's not. And that's a good thing. What else you got?
I'm scrolling down. People, make sure you hit the like button for this video and make sure you share it, please. This is an important one. Somebody said, Teresa said on October 1st, the lights shining on the White House were changed to red. They blinked 7 times. Red October, she says. Do you know anything about that, Larry, with the blinking red lights?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hillary picked Tim Kaine, and Ann said that didn't make sense to her. He's disappeared off the scenes. Do you know anything about why he would have been the pick?
I think he was picked simply as a counterbalance because he had a fairly clean record compared to Hillary. But other than that, that was such an odd choice for her. Who knows? You know, she would have been well advised to do what Trump did, since Trump had the What else?
Somebody thinks it was Mudd making a veiled threat to Giuliani. Is Giuliani in danger?
Anybody helping President Trump is in danger. Either in danger of being personally destroyed, or somebody like Giuliani that is not afraid of character assassination. You know, he better be careful about, he might end up dead.
Do you have any clue on who leaked the phone conversation with the Ukraine president?
Yes, I do. I know exactly who did it. Nobody did it. Do you hear me, folks? No one leaked the phone conversation. That was totally contrived by Schiff, Schumer, and the CIA agent that they had in place. And what they did, which is why they were so shocked when the transcript was released, it apparently was talked about around the White House that, you know, he was inquiring about Ukraine. He was, and they knew about it. A lot of people knew he was asking. Pompeo was on the phone with him. So a lot of Pompeo's staff knew about it. So this guy goes around and he just makes it up, but nobody leaked it. He made it all up. And that's why they were shocked when Trump released the transcript. But do not be deceived, folks. A quote-unquote whistleblower did not, I repeat, did not talk to one of the 4 transcribers and get the information from them. He did not. And that will be proven as this goes forward. What else you got?
Somebody asked, will the DOJ do anything about McCabe? And you've said many times that yes, he'll probably be the first one to go down. So
Yes. As I told you, and I still maintain, McCabe will be a key to all of us answering the question for sure. Is Barr with us or is Barr with them? I'm not saying he's got to do it now, I'm just saying when he takes action on Andy McCabe, when he takes action on McCabe, if his action is anything other than to indict him or at least to convene a grand jury on him, if he lets him off in any way, we'll know he's still with them. But I do not believe today, after what I've seen the past couple of days, I do not fear that. What else?
why isn't McCain running for president? Tim Kaine.
Don't know. I don't know. I think at the time when all of these people decided to run for president, I think they all knew what I know, and that is whichever person wins the Democratic nominee for president. Now you got to go back to that moment in time, folks, because at that moment in time, they had all of the Mueller Russian investigation going, and it was considered, it was fairly well considered that Trump was finished. So whoever was going to win the Democratic primary would be the last president we will have, because after this presidency, if a Democrat wins, we'll be a socialist country. So that's why so many people threw their names in the hat. They don't think that anymore. But the problem they've got is they've got a terrible list of candidates. What else you got?
Do you think anybody in the media will be arrested?
No. They're not.
Okay. Why was General Patton stopped from invading a weak Russia at the end of World War II?
Oh, wow. That was probably the beginning of global politics. You had a situation where everybody was tired of war, and I don't think you could find many people back then, folks, that wanted to go to war anymore. People were tired of it. But there were probably a lot of global politics involved that I know nothing of. And we'll probably never know nothing of.
Karen, I need you to text me about the inhalers that we were discussing yesterday.
Yes, Karen, please, if you can, if you've got some or have access to some, I need them desperately. I can't afford them. If you can.
Kate, you've come in late. Make sure you go back and listen to the beginning. This is an incredible program. You need to share it with everybody. Do you think Obama will try running again? He can't.
What?
Will Obama try running again?
No.
Why does Schiff think he thinks he's untouchable?
Because he is. Yes. We do not defeat the deep state. He is untouchable. And he knows it. And I don't believe that he or any of the leaders of the deep state truly believe that we will come to and stop them. They've never seen us stop them before, so why would they think we would this time? Other than Hillary. What else? Well, let me follow up with that before we go to the next question. Folks, they have such a low regard for us. You cannot imagine how little they think of us. They think we are weak. They think we're weak-minded. And they know we won't fight. That's why. What else you got, man?
A couple people have asked about your knowledge of George Webb, and George Webb that's on the air that people are following is not the former congressman. So.
Oh, okay.
So.
No.
That's it. And we've had just about an hour. Sorry, we started a minute.
Guys, let me tell you, this program, if you'll listen to it closely, some of the things I've told you seem far-fetched, but they'll all come true. All of it will come to pass. You'll see it. I wouldn't tell you if it was otherwise. not the first rodeo. This is not the first time this trick has been done. And this is the answer to all of you that have asked the question, how can it be that people of modest wealth become congressmen or senators, and in just a short period of time, a couple of terms, they end up to be millionaires? Well, now you see, between insider trading with the stock market, you're going to see how it's done. What I feel bad about is all the countries that we basically destroyed by coming in and taking their wealth. Think about it. Many countries have chosen to align themselves with us so that they did not align themselves with Russia or the Soviet Union or some socialist form of government, because they knew socialism would strip them bare of their wealth, their assets. So they choose us because of this image America's had around the world for years. And then what have we done to them? The same thing. But remember, we didn't do it. We in America didn't do it to them. We, the average American, we didn't get 1 penny of Ukraine's money. We didn't. Politicians did, and their families did. And it should make you awfully, awfully bitter that they used our name, that they used our reputation that America's had to rip people off. That's beyond the pale, guys. Anything else, Miriam?
No, sir. Oh, people have asked about what you think about Pence, and you said that you know, he is Trump's vice president, and you are withholding judgment yet. Mm-hmm. Denise, you need to stop with what you're having to say, because you do not understand, and you are putting up false information. Renee, please.
What is she saying?
Oh, she's talking about your medical condition. She is talking about, how you can get help, and, you don't need our help because you've got health access. If you would, the social services and so on will help you.
Don't help. And don't help. Simple. Don't help.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Renee, I need you to text me as well. And I forgot to copy the text. My text phone number is in the description underneath the video, so you can get it there. It's about the third line down. So,
does anybody else have anything to say?
No. And we have 88 people here with us now. They just kind of straggled in. Thank you. Denise, saying that he can go to the hospital to get help, you do not understand the situation, so please stop putting information in the chat that is not true.
Just know we're doing all we can do, but if people don't help, don't.
Yeah, if you don't want to help, you don't have to. Everybody else, if you appreciate what Larry's doing, he needs support. He's worth having. We need what he knows, and I certainly appreciate what he tells us. He keeps abreast of what's going on. What's going on that we don't hear from anywhere else. So we have 88 people here right now, Larry. His PayPal account.
Weekend coming, and I'm sorry that people have ideas Oh, you got it.
No. His PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. Nichols Live, no first name, nicholslive@aol.com. James says I missed his last question, and I didn't realize it was
about Pence.
no. James said I believe I believe the reason Patton was stopped from invading Russia, he would have discovered the mass graves and genocides of Christians slaughtered by Stalin and the Bolsheviks. Your opinion? I think you gave your opinion already, that people were tired of war.
Well, right. I just don't know, buddy. Believe it or not, that's one that I wasn't there then. I was not there. And I can't tell you what the thinking was in that day. I truly can't.
Yeah.
But please forgive me for not knowing.
All right.
I got you. It's a weekend. I'll have a good weekend. If you want to help, if you can help, we need it.
Yep.
But nothing else, good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I hope to see you Monday. And again, I ask you all, you may want to go back and re-listen to the program and really take time to digest the things I've told you.
Yeah, we need other people to realize what's really going on, because that will help to strengthen our soft base's decision to stay with Trump.
And I assure you, nothing I told you on today's program would be in the category of a conspiracy story.
No, you wouldn't tell it, Larry, if you didn't have proof of it.
It will come. It will
Yep.
come to light. You
Yep.
will see it. And my whole thing is keeping y'all notified before it happens. Before it happens, you must, and you need to use it to your advantage if you can. If you can, use it to your advantage.
Okay, the last question. Do you know if they're pushing for an exit on flat currency to be replaced with crypto?
And are they doing what?
Pushing for an exit on flat currency to be replaced with crypto.
There will be a day if they get their way. And I'm speaking of Google, Facebook, the major computer corporations. If they get their way, they will replace our currency, our form of currency. They will. And this is one of those things where, no, I don't like the Federal Reserve at all. At all. But at the same time, I don't want major corporations creating the currency for us. I don't want that. You know, our currency is the dollar. It's the dollar. And, you know, maybe there are those that say it's antiquated, that it's time has come and gone, and maybe it has, folks. But it's one of those things that I do hope does not disappear. And I certainly don't want our form of currency to disappear
YouTube.
YouTube. I don't want these companies. You've already seen what they do with their power. They block. They prohibit things they don't want said from being said. So just imagine what they would do with our currency.
Yeah.
They had control of it.
Yep. All right, folks. Thank you, Larry.
All right. Have a good day.
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
All right. Bye. I'm gonna just the website nicholslive.com has a link to Larry's PayPal. And the PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com, and his address is there. Denise, I will ask you right now to stop with the things you are putting in the chat. Okay, you need to stop this. You are being obstructionist. I can't block you. You need to block yourself, please, and stop with what you are doing. Okay, just stop it. I know who you are. I know what you have said. Just stop. Larry's address is at nicholslive.com. You can mail cash only. If you need to donate in some other way, you need to send a text to me, 240-499-6729. Denise, the falling out, I know what happened to the fall. I don't know how to do that, Cindy. Denise, what you are telling is just not true. So just stop it. Okay? Just stop. Okay, folks, we're done. nicholslive.com, his PayPal account, nicholslive@aol.com. Please share the broadcast, and other people need to have this information. Thank you. Bye.